your annual salary real quick. And that 1 week health guarantee isn't gonna do much for you when the sloth dies a month later. And the government in Costa Rica is really pressing hard to protect sloths. And they do say some blanket statements that I do not agree with. They say it's always harmful to pet a sloth, it's always stressful to pet a sloth, and yada yada yada. When you're talking about a wild caught sloth, I completely agree with everything that they have to say. But these are not wild caught sloths. These sloths generationally are further from the rainforest than I am from the Nina Pinta and Santa Maria. And if you took these and threw them into the rainforest, they would die quickly. I guess we could call them bougie sloths.
Yeah.
Spoiled sloths.
Spoiled sloth.
Sophisticated sauce.
Yeah, right?
That's a good kind.
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
How long
Maybe we
do
can blade it up.
sloths live?
Yeah, I'm all dark colors guy.
How long do sloths live?
So they theorize that a sloth who lives in the rainforest lives for around 20 years, but no one has ever observed a sloth from birth to death of old age in the wild, so it's just a guess. A sloth that is kidnapped out of the rainforest average will live 2 months, and a sloth that is a captive bred sloth that is cared for the way we care for them will live around 50 years.
Oh wow.
The oldest known sloths, Smithsonian had one that lived 49. 2 zoos in Germany had sloths that lived for about 54 years. And there is one sloth in China that is reported to be much, much older, but it's China, so who knows if it's true. Yeah, who knows?
Well, they did have that panda that wasn't a panda that they had painted. And they finally admitted, oh yeah. They finally were like, okay, it's not a panda, but it's kind of like one.
The Emperor's Mansion has a koi that they claim is 500 years old too, and I don't think that's probably true. Although when I was in Japan, they do have koi. There's this one town I went to in Japan that the koi swim wild in channels up and down both sides of all of the streets, and they're black koi, and they're all better than 5 feet long, and
Big.
like this big around.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fish, and they say they're old, but nobody knows.
Cross fishing in the river back there.
Excellent. So the guy, I'm not a fisherman. I don't want to be a fisherman. I dive, and so it takes a lot bigger fish to get me excited.
Yeah.
But if you want to catch brim and crappie and stuff, go to Cotton's place. That's right up that way, left out of the driveway, left of the stop sign, and run you into it. Get night crawlers or crickets or something, and you can reel them up as fast as you like.
Wow.
Bass are better with some sort of top water lure because that river's 25 feet deep in the middle right there, and it's trees all in the bottom.
Okay.
And if they get down into the trees, you are not pulling them out. But the guy who lived here before me had 9 that were better than 10 pounds
Wow.
that he caught from standing right down there.
Wow.
And
That's a big bass.
yeah, and he said his best catfish on a hook and line was 50 something pounds, and his best catfish on a trot line was like 146, I think.
Wow.
he
Oh
said.
my gosh, one of those beasts.
Yeah, and the buffalo run is coming up here anytime in the next couple weeks.
Yep.
And it's a spawning run of buffalo carp that come from the sea.
Oh.
And those on Buffalo Run, it's 2 or 3 days. You never know when it's going to be. It's just in the spring sometime when the fish are good and darn ready. And when it happens, it looks like you could walk across the river on the backs of the fish.
Oh,
And
wow.
they're just smacking their top with their tail so that it's loud down there with all the splashing and thrashing.
And they're big. There's like 30 to 40 pound fish, and there's thousands of them.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that'd be crazy.
And they're not biting anything because they're spawning, so you gotta like take a treble hook and throw it in there. Or the local kids will run down the driveway and jump in and try to catch them.
Just grab them.
Say what?
Just grab them.
Just grab them.
Yeah.
If you want, I can go ahead and put Zoe in your arms, and then after that,
Is
I'll
this
switch
okay,
it.
or do you want to do something?
No, it's
a
fine.
little-
We're
okay,
good. We're fine. Hey, Zozo.
So taking your spot.
Can we just sit in the corner of the couch here?
Yes, sir. She's like, oh, okay. No, I like her.
can slide my arm between your arm and the Sloth.
Are you staying with me?
There's
I am nice and warm, huh?
If you can grab her stuff,
There you go. Get right in there.
you do the exact same thing, and you can slide your arm between me.
Aren't they sweet?
There you go.
How much you?
Get your picture with that.
Great color.
Yeah.
perfect.
The girl might come up there.
Probably one of the sweetest things. It was like a guy who had been in Vietnam and stuff, and he came and he brought his wife. And typically, it's the ladies that want to hold the Sloth, and he was like, "Nope, it's for me. I want to hold the Sloth." And I was like, "All right, buddy."
It's not an opportunity you get very often.
No, but he was like, he wanted to put his face like as close as possible. I was like, "Well, they still have claws." He goes, "I don't care. I've lived this long." I was like, "All right, well,
I was in
yeah." That was his mentality. He's a sweet old guy.
Just the Mom,
Yeah.
that place that we go in Michigan, do they have that? Do they have sloths? Do they have one down
Lewis
there?
Farms?
No.
Planetarium?
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
It barely moves though. I've seen it move though.
Well, no.
I think they do. Yeah, the reptarian. I think they do sloth.
Let's see if I can put his arm
Yeah.
over his head. There you go, buddy. Sometimes he'll actually even try to kind of climb up.
Yeah. What'd she say? Is she complaining again?
No, she said he's doing better today.
What are you doing?
So where are you guys from?
Flash decided to wake up.
We're from Michigan.
Oh, cool.
See if Flash decided to wake up.
Did you guys fly or drive down?
We drove. Yep, we
Nice.
got them out of school. We leave tomorrow, and then we're meeting some friends in Destin.
Oh, cool. Heading to the beach.
Yep, but we always when we do that trip, we always make a stop in Tennessee for a few days.
If you ever get a chance, like if you really, really like the beach, but you want it more like this, the beach, go to the Outer Banks to Ocracoke Island.
Ocracoke?
Ocracoke. And it's kind of,
Yeah, next year.
it is mind-blowing. Yeah, so you have to take a ferry out there,
Okay,
right?
that's cool. That's
And
cool.
then you can just grab a permit, and if that's full drive, you could drive on the beach,
Oh, wow.
and they have wild horses out there,
Oh wow.
and
Oh
it
my
is
gosh.
super affordable because most people don't want to take the trouble of a ferry, and there's no like huge hotels. Like their biggest hotel is maybe like a 30-person hotel,
Yeah.
Wow.
but it is. I've taken my daughter out there several times. They're like, "Why are you over there?" I'm like, "Because there's not 1,000 people."
Right.
And it is beautiful. And occasionally, like, I've rented a Jeep in Hatteras before, and then take that, and they have a campground, and then they have like regular, housing and rentals.
Yeah.
We could drive down with the camper.
Right.
Yeah,
That'd be
and
great.
they have.
Can you take a camper on the ferry?
Oh yeah,
Oh wow.
That'd be so cool.
yeah.
That would be a
Pull
cool
the
trip.
camper down and stay.
It's one of the
Yeah.
coolest places I've been. And then, like, if you wanted maximum adventure, just below that, there's a 100-mile section of seashore that is not inhabited.
Oh, wow.
That all you have to do is pay for the ferry to get to it, and you get a camping permit for like $50, and you can stay out there as long as you want.
Oh my
Oh, wow.
gosh.
So it's
Yeah.
the jam.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
cool. What was it called again?
Ocracoke
I put it in
Island.
my notes.
Ocracoke, you
Yep,
got
put
it?
in there.
Okay, good.
It's
She's been wanting to go to Outer
Thank you
Banks.
for that.
It's
That
beautiful.
sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
Yeah.
lived in Guam and Hawaii and stuff, and I'm like, this is awesome.
Oh,
that's really cool. We'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, Ange is the planner. She's
Wild
the
horses.
weekend and holiday and
Yeah.
camping trip planner, so.
I always look for places that don't have roads. I'm like, okay, where has the least number of roads? Okay, now what's
Yeah.
around there? Okay, that's a
Yeah.
good place.
That's cool.
It was fun. I think it was midwinter maybe. I'm
Mhm.
looking at, and it was a Facebook reel that I saw this place,
Yeah,
and it was the Camel Condo.
right.
And I'm like, we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were sitting on the couch, she's like, hey, look at this. I'm like, oh, we have to do this.
Yeah. We had made so many different editions of that video and like put it on Matterport and different things. I was like trying to tell the story in 30 seconds.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
It's hard to do, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole concept though of like living above the barn and the windows and seeing through there, that's
Oh, yeah.
just so cool.
When it snowed like 2 months ago or whatever, I was like, no one was in here, and I was like, we're gonna be snowed in. I was like, cool, let's stay here. And we brought a couple of our friends, and they got in here, and they're like, what?
I know, it's so
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you don't need to bring anything. I was like,
No.
grab some food, and you can make it all here.
Yeah.
And my daughter was so enthralled with the Pac-Man because she'd never seen that.
Yeah.
You know? She's
Yeah.
like, this is awesome.
Yeah. We were playing last night.
Yep.
State of the technology in the 80s.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. It was in every Pizza Hut. remember?
Yeah. It's,
You go to Pizza Hut, wait in line, be like, Dad, that quarter,
Yep.
play some Pac-Man.
and after we did that, it made me think of, remember the Book It Club? You could read
Oh, yeah,
at
yeah.
Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
And so I told her teacher, she goes, what's the Book It Club? And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, it's the best thing ever.
Free
You
pizza
read,
at Pizza Hut.
and then you got to get a ticket to Six Flags if you read enough books. That's why I was like, read in Six Flags?
I never got
I got
I was,
pizza.
I was a
That's
math
about it.
nerd, never a reader.
Yeah. I'm weird. I like both.
Yeah.
So math nerd, what do you do?
Engineer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
A
Mechanical-
PE?
Mechanical engineer, just like him.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. But no, I'm a engineering manager at General Motors Defense.
General Motors.
Defense.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we do defense
I
vehicles.
think I just bought some
It is.
donkeys bred to zebra.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's that'd be fun. Me and my dad actually built and designed the only indoor wave machine
Oh, really?
in the world. So I would always come up with concepts and get them like really close. And I'm like, can we make this? And then so we built and designed ones for it was a wave machine that was inside of a pool, so people could learn how to
Yeah.
kayak. And he's like, how do we do this? And I was like, well, sound and water are both waves. I was like, so we're doing it from amplification to down to constrict to increase the flow.
Yeah, that's
So-
awesome.
It was pretty sweet.
Where's it at?
It was in Dawsonville, Georgia, at Outside World.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We were talking about engineering stuff.
Yeah.
He grew up in Bill Elliott's engine shop.
Oh, really?
His dad was Bill Elliott's engine builder. He just showed me.
Really?
He just showed me the picture of him as a little kid standing in the winner's circle with Bill Elliott holding the Winston Cup.
Oh my god.
Like
an
That's
88.
so cool.
Yeah, awesome Bill from Dawsonville.
Wow, that's awesome.
I like fast vehicles and fun stuff like that, but it's funny like growing up around all the gasoline motors, people are like, there's no way you'd like electric cars. I'm like, no, they're faster.
They're
Like,
I just drove some electric go-karts.
oh,
And I about gave myself motion sickness, the G-force, like the turn and like the acceleration.
One of
instant.
the guys I work with did, we were racing those go-karts and he had to go sit down for a while.
Yeah.
He was supposed to do like several races.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I can't do anymore. He had to go sit down.
Yeah, I'm,
I've had many, many motorcycles in my life. My last one was a Hayabusa.
oh,
I
nice.
had more into
Whoa.
modifications than the bike cost. And I had some insane speeds on it.
Yeah.
But my wife's P100D would leave it sitting at a red light. It's
P100 I know what Hayabusa, what's a P100D?
a Tesla.
Model
yeah,
X.
okay.
Model X with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
dual
yeah, okay.
engines and the high output
Yeah.
and all
Oh,
that
Oh, look
stuff.
at that, Jill.
The instant torque, it's just,
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
Railgun.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
true sports enthusiasts, I mean, somebody that really likes, you know, acceleration and that, there's, you can't beat.
in this driveway, starting from the bottom, you can make, and there's a whoo that you get pretty light right there.
Yeah,
But you get to 120 and back.
These two have
Before you
like,
get up to where it splits to the house.
really?
these two have their little Segway scooters in the back of the,
Oh,
they
nice.
wanna get them out, and go flying down there.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You'll get moving.
No, you said yes, that's
When,
a no.
when you
You know, I
guys,
wonder,
when you leave and you're heading south, you know, you said you're heading to Destin, the river walk through Chattanooga, there's a lot of different sections that are perfect for segways, and they even have, like, if nobody else has a bike, they have just city bike stations, so it's great to just, like, you can rent a bike or even scooters and cruise up and down
The
there.
river walk,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be fun.
that's where we stopped in, was it last time coming through? We stopped in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Have you guys gone to Ruby Falls?
We
Yeah.
did, and
We did,
we
yeah.
stopped, we stayed at,
Yeah.
it's like Watachi Woodlands or something like that. They have all the little mini houses
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
in the
That
woods.
was cool.
Yeah.
Right on the side of the hill too, I mean, you walk out and you take a wrong turn, you're going down a cliff, going into the river.
Right down the
It was
mountain.
awesome.
Back when I lived in an RV, we were passing through Chattanooga, and we had planned to go to the aquarium the next day. This is before people colored their hair all crazy, stupid colors and everything, like people had normal hair colors.
Yeah.
And my two daughters, who were 10 and 12, their one friend colored her hair, and she looked like Bozo the Clown, with like many colors of hair. And they showed me the picture, and they're like, "Isn't that cool?" I'm like, "She looks like an idiot." And they're like, "You're judging her." I'm like, yes, I am. I said, "Your outside appearance is how you choose to present yourself to the world. That's the first sense people know you by. That is how you choose to present yourself. And yes, I am making an assessment based on what she is presenting."
Right.
And I had a full beard mustache at the time, and they were just carrying on about it. "You're judging her. You're judging her." Next morning, I wake up and like, object lesson. I shaved my beard and mustache down the middle. Bare on this side, full beard mustache on that side. Took them to the aquarium. And they're like,
Oh, and you went out in public?
"Oh yeah, for 3 days. Oh yeah." And I walked up and talked to everybody. Didn't say anything about it. This is me. This is the way I roll.
Yeah.
And they, "Dad, you have to shave." I'm like, "Are you
Why?
judging me?
Are you
This is
judging
the way
me?
I roll." I mean, no.
Pretty good point to make there.
We didn't have to have that conversation anymore.
No.
Hello.
Yeah. Get a picture of Blaine like that, that's really cute.
Great. Stay left where the pond splits the driveway, turn right on First Gravel Drive. We'll see you at the pavilion in between the two barns.
They're actually, I don't know if you fly or not, or if you have access to a plane, but they have a small little runway at Ocracoke
Yeah.
that people fly in and out like Cessnas,
Oh,
172s
really?
and things like that.
Bringing your own plane.
Right, so it's like you can, and you see people that, I mean, you know, like the older Cessna is not expensive. We're
Yeah.
running for a day or whatever. I'm like, I have like 30, 40 hours. I'm like,
Do you?
I just want to go ahead and finish just a little bit more, just grab the sport license.
Yeah.
I was like,
That'd be awesome.
it's like the best location to fly in and out of.
That'd be really
Yeah.
cool.
Once upon a time, I had that, you know, I was gonna get my license.
Uh-huh.
When I was in college, some guys were getting it, and then when I worked, there was some people, I was in Kansas City for a year, and there were people working, basically they had to, you know, pack their bag and move to Kansas City to launch a program,
Right.
and there were people going to get their license. I'm like, why am I not doing this? I never did. I'm kind of kicking myself, because there was an airport 20 minutes away. These
Yeah.
guys would, after work, go fly a little bit, weekends stay down there, fly more. By the time they were done, they had their license.
And as an engineer and then being presumably slightly athletic, it's like, I think it's kind of like kayaking or sailing, you know, like bearing
Yeah.
and tacking and heading and all that. You're
You
like,
gotta have some coordination with the feet
Right.
and everything, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I would love it.
But it's,
I didn't get to fly.
I just bought a donkey bred to a zebra.
how old?
Don't know.
Don't know.
A donkey.
Told
say
him
that
to give me
again?
2 more since he's driving this way.
Wait, would you say again? A donkey bred
Bred to a zebra.
to a zebra. How's
So
that?
to
a
make a
donkey?
Z-donk.
How's the donkey?
Donkeys are not, zebras are not rideable animals. I'm personal friends with the guy that owns the one in Racing Stripes. He says there were an awful lot of white ponies painted black in that, with black stripes in that movie. And he says that the one that was the star of the movie, that was the most rideable of 1,000 zebras that he's owned, but it wasn't near as rideable as the movie made it look.
Really?
But Z-donks you can ride. And
Oh.
they look cool. All right, well, let's get set up for a family photo over here, because
Yeah.
we gotta get down to another
Yeah.
encounter.
You want me to just get up with her?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
support her underneath so she
Yeah.
doesn't
I got it.
grab the heck out of your neck.
Can I hold the baby in the picture?
It's up to your parents.